Howdy y'all, thank you for joining us today for this unboxing of the second in the series, Great Western Trail. And like I said, this is the second in the series. This is Argentina. This is a trilogy they're going to be doing. The first one was just a reprint of the original. This one's going to be Argentina, and then the next one's supposed to be New Zealand. From what I understand, it's basically supposed to carry a lot of the same mechanics to where you can recognize one game from the other, but enough differences to where each game plays different and has different options and whatnot. You can kind of see, as we'll see better stuff in there, but it actually says basically you're going to be putting them from the rails and also set them up for sailing and whatnot. And there's where it lets you know it's going to be about the trilogy and all that stuff. So with this one, it is a game for ages 12 plus, 1 to 4 players. Takes about 75 minutes to 150 minutes, so about as long as the other one. I will say this one feels much heavier, so I'm expecting a lot more stuff inside of here. So let's see. And sorry if the sound's a little weird. I'm not sure if it's going to be doing this one or what. I'm trying out a new sound system, see if it works. So I'm not sure how it's going to turn out till I'm in editing, but we will see. All right, we just got the little advertisement there. We do have the rule book here, which shows us the components, some of the different cowls and whatnot, the game board setup. And then we just kind of get into just show you how dense the pages are. But it's pretty much the same setup if you've seen the second edition book. Pretty much the same thing. Let you know the object of the game here. The phase A, phase B. And then we got actually 4 pages of phase B. Then we get into the actual actions. And then it breaks down each action and what you're going to be doing with them. So it's a pretty good setup. At least when I was going through the second edition, just to make sure if there were any differences, it was pretty easy to go find everything I needed and move on from there. Then the other nice thing they had added was just an appendix, which basically broke down all the neutral buildings and what each action meant for a quick find. And then it broke down each of the private buildings. So the ones you're going to have in each of your stacks, side A and side B. And then it had your auxiliary actions, which look the same. Oh, no, I see some differences. They got grain or something on there. And then objective cards, so. Alright, then we have the bot, which was in the other one. This one is just a different one, letting you know how he's going to work and what he's going to do, probably with the new mechanics that will be in this one. But pretty easy to follow, pretty easy to figure out. Alright, let's take a look at this board. Alright, it looks like the same size board from the second edition at least. You can kind of see, except we're going to be starting down here instead of on the other side, but they've also got this track on this side instead of over here. And it looks like, just like on the others, you're going to be following down tracks. Just going to have a little bit of a difference as you're going to wind your way here. Looks like the same set off and the same train. The only difference is it does look like there's water on this one, and it does mention something about a port. So guess we'll see what those differences seem to be. Other than that, it seems pretty much the same. I mean, when you look over here at the character section, it's got all this kind of the same, but well, I noticed this -1 money also. But also it's got these little port things here. Probably what port sells when, I'm assuming. And then it's got your different cattle tracks down here at the bottom and whatnot. So, looks similar, but there's definitely some differences. So we'll have to see what those differences are. Alright, right off the bat, it does look like it's got the same tray setup that was in the second edition. We do see these boards are much bigger. I mean, with the other ones, there was just the 3 different tracks. This one looks like it's got a 4th one. I do think they said something about on the back about a farmer. And then, other than that, it's got our auxiliary actions, your hand size, probably the tile that goes in, depending on your number of players, what that one was. But the difference we have is it looks like some type of farming or grain section that was added, basically. So definitely some differences here. And of course there's one of those, for each of the players. You can see yellow, red, blue, and white. And this is for the bot. Basically, it's got their grain track, the track. It looks like they're going to have everything except for probably the new one, which is the farmer, maybe. And then it's got a specialty thing here, which is just used to denote where they're specializing at, what they're doing. This was something I thought was kind of neat inside the other one. It had little baggies to put the 1, 2s, and 3s in. Only I didn't like is you had to reload the bags constantly. This looks like they might have left some room here so you can just keep the bags loaded with the bits in it instead of having to put them inside of another little tray. Then we have a score sheet. Do I have it? Nope, I had it upside down. But we have a score sheet here, which will just sit down in there. It looks like something else will sit down in here also. We have some cards, which looks like the cows and whatnot, and probably the victory point goals. We'll take a closer look at those. I'm assuming the cardboard's underneath here. We have the little hats, and I'll take one of these out just in case you haven't seen the second edition, because what the second edition added was basically you have your worker, and then you're going to put a little hat on them to denote your color. And they got one for each color there, as you can see. And I'm sorry, I was going to open this up and go ahead and get the little... So these are the workers that the hat will sit on. If I can get one out here quickly, there we go. If I could put the hat on quickly, his hat don't want to go on. But you can see, hat goes on the worker. And this I noticed with my second edition when I opened it. These are just the trains. You should know those from the other one. I did notice I was missing my red train, so I'm going to have to contact the company and see if I can't get a red train. Or just take one from Ticket to Ride, I guess, but it'll just look different, so we'll have to see. And we have 2 of each cube here. One was for the certificates, and I guess now one for the farming. And then other than that, we just have a bag full of wooden cylinder chits, which go on, if you haven't played, they go on these spots and you remove them as you deliver cows or do things so that you can unlock abilities on your card. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the cardboard, then we'll get to the cards. As I'm opening that, I will mention, I did like, it was a nice tray in the second edition. We'll see if this one could do it, but probably not. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to. Because the only issue I had was, it's a deck building game. You're going to have to sleeve your cards. So I cannot put them back in here, and I wasn't able to do the same thing with the other one. So my other one sits up a little higher because I have them inside of board game boxes. Board game sleeve boxes in order to be able to have them sleeved and separated and not just sitting in the box. So kind of annoying that it wasn't set up like that, but we'll see if they thought that out when making this one and left enough room or not. Alright. So it looks like we got a new thing here, which is probably going to be the ports. We have Rotterdam here. I'm assuming you can deliver on these ports for some victory points. Or maybe not, because we also got some ships here along with the money. And I guess that's that thing that goes down in that bottom. Little compass, probably just a first player marker maybe. Who knows? This is something new also. It's like a one-time use to to be able to discard 2 cards and or draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards so that you can cycle through your hand. And you can just see more ships along with another port there. We got Le Havre. And I didn't show the backs of those others, but they just got the ships, so it's probably going to be random. Oh no, I noticed at the back of this said Le Havre. Le Havre. This one says Liverpool, so probably, oh, well. So probably for each of these ports is what these things are for. And you can just see some more ships. And that one says Liverpool on it. I'm just zoom past that. We'll go back to it. And then we have what looks like the workers. I'm assuming they use the same colors pretty much. So I'm assuming the cowboys and the engineers and the builders. And I think the new one's supposed to be farmer, but maybe the other one don't really look much like an engineer, but I could be wrong on that. And then we have for the player counts. I like that they went with this because the problem was in the second edition, so this has where you're going to set it down in there and then you're going to be able to set your disc down in there. In the second edition, if you are not playing 4-player, you just put this thing on top and then it doesn't work. So I was looking to see if maybe these were the same cost to go through, and I was like, maybe you can use these in the old one, but nope. Maybe they fixed that in the second edition. I didn't open that expansion, at least the second edition expansion. Maybe they fixed that. Anyways, got the neutral building here. Enough jibber jabbering about that. This is the specialty token that goes for the bot. Then you see the train station goals, along with more workers, and they're different colors. So maybe each person gets their own farmers? I don't know. That seems weird. And then we just got our different buildings. Oh. There's a building on the other side. Oh, it was a neutral building now. I'm about to say I didn't show that the back side of that other building on the other thing, but it was a neutral building, which you'll see on this. Well, you saw it on the other one. You'll see it on this one that the neutral buildings are. Oh, I was just going to go straight to the neutral buildings instead of showing these, which you already saw from the other side. But yeah, the neutral buildings are blank on the back. All right, let's look at these cards. All right, not sure where to start off here, so we'll just start off with the cows from the starting decks. And these, the only differences is you got to look here. It shows the ones for what color they go to. So like this is the blue players. And then there's the red players, but it's the same cows. And then there's the white players because it's got the white in that center. And I'm not going to show on each one, I'm just showing yellow. So like these are the starting cows, so everyone's going to get some of those. And then you'll get some of these. And there's the 2. And then there's another one of the 2s, the white cow. And that's just the starting decks. And then these are the cows that would go in the other decks. So there's one of the 3s. So it looks like about the same. So they got these symbols on there. It looks like a scythe. Well, it's definitely a scythe. Oh, guess I can stop on that one. There's the 4 cow. Then there's the 5 cow. And I will admit, the second edition, it had these orange cows, but these don't look like it does it the same. But it has these orange cows. But in the second edition, it had a way that you could upgrade them every time you delivered if you had them in your hand. They got better. This is the only ones I saw on that one. So, but that should be all the cows. Then we get to the... Not sure really what these are about. It looks like maybe negative points or like cards that could be bad for your deck because they all look the same. Then we have the bot, which I noticed some of them have these ports on the back, and then some don't. But then I also noticed, well, I guess I can turn them around the other way. Well, actually, hey, never mind. I noticed it's got the port there, but it shows this, so maybe this isn't the bot, or maybe it's how the bot does some stuff, so I can show these. And then we'll go through the bot's 15 cards, which I guess I should have paid attention to the name it showed on there. I want to say the one from second edition, the name of the bot was Sam. I just didn't pay attention to what this one said. Yep, but you can see those. So these didn't have any ports on the back. No, okay. So these are just the bot's actions. And just quick reference, as it says how far they move, which just says X. And then this shows what action they're going to do. It doesn't matter where they move to. They just do the action on the card. They do the move, and then they do the action on the card. And then if they get to the end, they do all the other stuff except for get money. And then the last thing to look at, and I noticed, like with the second edition, there was some starting gold cards, but this one you can see there's just a variance of different goals to go for in this one, but there weren't no starting ones. So, but cool. We'll get this sleeved up and check out and see what the difference of it is. Thank you for watching and have a great day.